The birds are chirping, the sun is shining, and that means it's time to wake the girl up.
So follow us along as we do the steps to get this camper out of winter mode and into camping mode.
First things first, we need to put the battery in so we can open up the slide outs. Kevin's going to put that in now.
Positive to positive, negative to negative, or if you want, red to red, black to black. It's the easiest way to do it. Our nuts are 13 millimeter, so grab yourself a 13 millimeter socket. You don't have to reef it on there, you know, just a little bit's good. We have the battery, but it's also nice to be able to plug it in. We have 30 amp service, which we installed when we bought our house, which is fantastic. So we're going to use it. So while we're outside, it's always good to do like the outside stuff first, then do the inside stuff, so you're not really forgetting everything. Check your tires. That is one of the most important things that you can do every spring, every trip, really. You want to make sure that there's enough air in the tires, but you also want to check for dry rot. Ours is only a year old, so we shouldn't have any, but you never know. You want to check, you know, in the treads. Got some nice rocks in there. You know, look for cracks, looks for you know, anything that's out of the ordinary, dry rot. Just check everywhere, and then, you know, make sure that you got enough air. You know, our tires have been sitting here all winter long. I'm sure they're low. Meh, they're not that bad. I think cold, they say 60 pounds. We're at 55. So let me just take a look here. You want to make sure you're checking every single tire, not just one. Again, check inside the tread, check along the outside. Look for anything that's like weirdly worn. If there's like a bulge, you know, it's where there shouldn't be. Check everything. Tires, if one of them goes, it's not going to be a fun day. Trust us. It's happened. Yep, they're all, well, they're probably all about 55. So they probably lost about 5 pounds over the winter break. So we're only down like 5 pounds. It shouldn't take too much. And since we're talking tires, you also want to check your bearings and make sure they're greased properly. We do have a video about that, so make sure you check it out. It all depends on how much you're driving. If you drive a lot, you're going to want to repack them every season at least, if not twice, if you go a lot. If you're just a good, you know, weekend here, weekend there camper, once a season should do it. Just make sure you check them out. You're going to want to check your corner stabilizer jacks. Depends on the style that you have. We have the PSX2 by Lippert. They're the power jacks. With these, you want to make sure there's no excess dirt and debris along the screw shaft of it. Get off as much as junk as you can. And if you have to, get some white lithium grease and just do a light coating on it. Don't go crazy. If you've got the manual power jacks, get some WD-40. Make sure you hose down the screw drive there. I don't really know if this would be a next. You can do these really in any order you want. But now I'm going to go up top to the roof to make sure that all of our seals and lap sealant is in good shape, and if not, I can put some more down. And, as always, before climbing any ladder, make sure you have somebody nearby, just in case you fall off that roof.
Always hold on to the ladder. I mean, this one's attached to the camper, but if you were to get on a regular ladder, I'd be holding it. But one of the things I think we need to do is we need to make sure that the lens on the backup camera gets cleaned so that we don't have any, like, bugs or anything like that obscuring our view.
Ooh, good point. This is our first year of the backup camera. That's an awesome idea. Thank you. Also, good idea to check the seal around your camera and around the lights too while you're here. What you're going to want to do is check for any cracks. You want to make sure it's still kind of pliable. You want to check every spot that there's sealant. You want to touch, you want to feel, you want to make sure that everything looks good. Every spot that there's sealant, your roof is probably one of the most important things on your camper. But again, make sure that you go over every single thing that we've got here. I'm not going to show you me touching everything. I just want to show you the roof and make sure, like I said, that you've got good sealant all the way around. I didn't bring any up here with me. It might have been a wise choice to do. I also have a lot of little propellers in my gutter, which I got to get cleaned out over here in the awning. Yeah, again, I'm just up here right now checking on the sealant and going to put some down if I have to. Just double check every single spot and you should be good. If you've watched our video of us replacing one of these vents, you'll know. We do have one of those videos here if you want to go check that out. A little scary the first time you do it, but turned out pretty good. So anyway. Next thing you're going to want to do is the slide out mechanism lube and the rubber lube for all of your seals going around your slides. If you have a slide, you can get these anywhere. Get them at Walmart. You can get them at your camping store, wherever you bought your camper. There's other brands of this that you can use. These just seem to be the most readily available and they work really well. So I'm going to start out with the slide out mechanism lube and we'll do the rubber later. I'm going to try to do this with one hand, but I always kind of get the track. So if you've got a rack and pinion like us, get this mechanism all back here where it meets. Kind of give it a shot back there. And that's about it. There's one on each side of each slide. We have 2 slides. So I've got to do 2 on this one, 2 on the one back there. Just run it down the track, run it in the gears back in here, and you're good to go. I also like to take the slide out track lube, WD-40, whatever you got, and give the front ball mechanism a good couple shots. You know, this part sits out in the elements. Gets a little, you know, not rust. Well, actually, it is kind of rusty back there. It is. But, you know, make sure that slides around nice and good. That's all. The rubber gaskets around your slides. So this one, you want to give it a good squirt. I don't know why I'm using the hose. I guess I could just do that, huh? Yeah, that's better. You want to get both sides, the outside and the inside, meaning the side that's not facing me at the moment. So I've got a awesome rag black t-shirts from Primark Cares that are terrible. Don't ever buy these. But they make great rags. So get and massage the outside and the inside of these, because both sides are important. Both sides touch your camper wall, and both sides need to stay lubed in order to work properly. Question for our viewers: do you have slide toppers? And if so, how the heck do you get in the middle of those rubber gaskets up there? Because I was just trying to think of that right now, and I don't know how I'm going to do that. My arms are long, but I don't think they're that long. Let us know in the comments below. I'd love to know your secret to get to the middle of these rubber gaskets. Also, this is something you're going to want to do throughout the season, not just at the beginning of the season. These are super important, and you don't want these to fail. So make sure you do this at least every few camping trips to keep them nice and lubed. Make sure you got some holding the ladder when you go to do the top rubber seal. And seriously, folks, how do you get up here? Because I can't reach that. The spray can reach down there, but I can't get the underneath side of it. Watch your face. Yeah. I can do most of it. No, I shouldn't say most of it. I can do probably 2/3 of it. I've switched over to WD-40 so we can save the slide out lube. It tends to be a little thicker and sticks to stuff better. This, I'm just going to spray down, you know, every baggage door hinge. So it's just, you don't have to go over crazy on these. It's a nice little bloop on each hinge. And if you want to get a little shot in your lock system, can't hurt that either. If you have 2 doors, get them both. Then you're going to want to flush your antifreeze. You're going to want to put some fresh water into the freshwater tank. You don't have to fill it. We just got to get enough in there so you can flush the antifreeze out of the lines. Make sure you turn your water pump on.
Okay, now that we're inside, we're going to turn on the faucets to make sure that all the pink juice comes out. You just turn it on until it starts running clear. While we're doing that, other things I like to look for in here is make sure there's no water leaks. So We're checking under the sink for leaks. You want to make sure that there's no wet or damp under here, any of the elbows. We want to check around the seals behind the toilet. We want to check the seal in the toilet. We want to check under the sink in the bathroom. And we want to check to make sure our fridge is running before our first trip. Because it's not fun to get to your camping trip and find out your fridge isn't working. You've got a whole bunch of rotten food. So we are turning on the faucet for both hot and cold. So first the cold until the water runs clear. Then you turn it to hot. And again, till the water runs clear. You also do this in the toilet. So I'll show you that in a second. Kevin reminded me about the shower. So, hot and cold. Yep, you can see the water down below, still pink. Okay, now the water looks like it's running clear. You turn the hot off, turn the cold on. Same thing. All right, so now we're going to do the toilet. You can see the water's still running pink. And there it goes. It's back to clear. So there we have it. The water is ready. We have checked here, the hose behind the toilet, the seal, the clamp. Make sure that everything's good there. Nothing's leaking. Also under the sink. Make sure that there's nothing leaking in there. Now I'm just kind of checking for rodents. You know, telltale signs are like poop or chew marks or wires that look to be broken. We make sure to take just about everything out of the camper over the winter. That anything that they can make a nest out of. So any paper products, toilet paper, paper towels, paper plates. We tend to take out all the towels, the linens, the bedding. We want to make sure that there isn't anything that would draw them into the camper. Absolutely no food of any kind in the camper.
Just checking under the bed for more rodent possibilities. Thankfully, there is none. Everything looks really good. No leaks, no pests. This is exactly what you want. Everyone always forgets the hot outdoor shower, so make sure you run both those hot and cold. Here, I'm going to do it until they run clear. Once you have all the antifreeze flushed, if you have a regular tank hot water heater, you're going to want to now unbypass that. You don't want antifreeze running through your hot water tank. It's not bad for it. It's just 6 gallons of more water that you have to bypass or to flush. So I know in the fall when we cleaned this out, we put a new anode rod in here. I just wanted to make sure that it was in there and it's snug. Not that my fingers can tell. I would have reefed it in there with a socket wrench. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't forget to do that before I do anything else. Otherwise, you're going to have water coming all over the place. Now, when you go inside, everybody's access is a little different. Okay, let's go inside. Once you get everything rinsed through, you want to come and unbypass the hot water tank. And essentially, you're just turning those 2 valves. You just turn them towards the hot water tank. You want the valve to face the direction you want it to go. So right now it's bypassing it. It's going that way through the lines. If you turn it towards the hot water tank, it will go into or out of, in the hot water line case. The bottom, the cold will go in. Top, the hot will come out. I have noticed that we do have some antifreeze on our cold water side. So we just got to clean that up and figure out if there's a leak now or if we had an issue when we were winterizing it. So this isn't a process that you want to rush through. This is definitely something that you want to take your time and make sure everything is done correctly, because you don't want to go on your first camping trip and find out you messed something up. Or worst case scenario, like I said, with the tire situation, if you blow a tire on your first trip, who wants that?
A little bit of maintenance can help ensure that you have a really good camping season, and we really want that for you.
And for us.
Yeah.
Make sure you like this video, give us that thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell. You're gonna see a lot more videos coming out. We have so many great things this season. We can't even wait to show you.
And as always,
Happy camping.